It is time for questions of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, hooligans of all ages, it is time for the show where you call the shots. That's right. The Hooligang is stepping into the spotlight for another episode of the questions of the week. Let's crack open the mailbag and see what you've got for us. Are you hooligans prepared for another week of the questions of the week?
Absolutely. I'm enjoying them. There's been some really good questions to make you think.
All right. They make you go, hmm?
They make you go,
Hmm.
absolutely.
All right. Well, let's see if we can start you off with this. Sylvia BF9IJ. I know it's been a while, but how did you spend your time during the pandemic lockdown? Was it a chance to get closer to music or not? Where I live, there was a lot of silence and I enjoyed it. Oh, silence. I do enjoy silence.
Wow.
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Because mine is really simple.
I mean, I'll go first. I worked through the pandemic. I worked in the ER and worked overnight. So that was my experience in throughout all of COVID. And I can't say that music made it better or worse. It felt like I was just stuck in a vacuum.
Yeah, I worked in it too. At Home Depot, I had this, everybody had to stay 6 feet away. We had plastic shields at the desk, and we had people coming from different areas. You know, I had a fight with a guy who didn't want to wear a mask, didn't want to adhere to anything, wanted to rent something, and he was from Florida. He goes, "Oh, we don't have a problem in Florida." Well, you're not in Florida, pal. Get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always
Home
listening to
De-
music, so it didn't really change then. I don't
Home
think any
Depot
different.
didn't close down at all?
Not one time. I have a shirt that I bought. Said something about like we don't bail on something whatever about the mask. We show up to work or something like that.
Damn, that's kind of funny because poor Sylvia. Sylvia, I'll apologize for all of us because I worked. The
Yeah.
pandemic didn't change anything.
I actually, little thing you should know about Black Diamond Dave. He doesn't play well with others normally. So I actually thrived during the pandemic. It'll go down in history in my family as one of the best years I ever had. I bought my first home during the pandemic.
Oh wow.
Wow.
My job, I did weddings at the time, like wedding setups, like the chairs, tables, tents, all that. I did all that
Yeah.
at the time. Not essential. So they sent me home, and the government has paid me 3 times what I made at the time to sit home every week.
Yeah.
So I stacked up a bunch of money, bought my first home, and then I took my wife to Disney to celebrate.
Good for
2020 was
you.
a awesome year for me.
Man,
100%.
I want to
awesome.
redo the pandemic your way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
No, I got really lucky. Everything has sucked ever since, but I got really lucky.
Jeez.
Next
Hmm.
one, oh, this is an easy one. This is from Dan the Man because there has to be a comedian in every bunch. Who would win in a fight? You know, before I even
Okay,
read this question,
my boy.
we are the only podcast that would actually answer this question. But who would
Encourage
win in
me.
a fight between Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Batman? Yep. Can't make this shit up.
Oh my
And go.
Batman.
Yeah,
Batman.
Batman's kicking her ass. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm voting for girl power, Buffy.
I figured it was
Wow.
going to be that way. All right. Batman is going to sick Batgirl on Buffy and beat that ass.
Calm
I
yourself
like that
down.
as well. No. Batman has the power of money and kicking your ass. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, nobody's taking Batman out.
No, dude. That's my guy.
Buffy's got boobs. That's all I'm saying.
That is a superpower.
Well, she
in
can
itself, but not in
persuade.
a fight.
There's the power of persuasion. That's true.
Batgirl has boobs too.
Well, the
Yes, sir.
Batgirl was
Michelle
an
Gellar didn't really
ally.
have
She
those,
wasn't
Deb.
Dude.
Calm down.
Holly Berry is Catwoman. Oh my God.
But we're
Oh,
not
man.
talking about Catwoman. We're talking about Bat.
I have
Girl.
ADHD.
No,
It's
we
where
were
my brain.
talking
It's where
about
it's where my brain goes.
Batman.
I'm sorry.
We were talking about
Michelle
Batman.
Pfeiffer is
You all brought
Catwoman,
Oh,
sir.
Batgirl
that's good
into
too.
there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Anyway,
Man.
at Jerry Picarello asks, do you think Peter Criss will be attending the landlocked cruise in Las Vegas come November 2026? Jerry, I will say it like this. I wouldn't bet on it.
No.
That's what I will say. I can't say anything for sure, but I would say you got a better chance of seeing Gene and Paul in makeup and costumes with a full stage show than you do Peter Criss being
Yeah.
there.
The fanatic in me would love it, but it ain't happening.
It's not happening.
Right.
No.
At Tom's 4442, who would you like to produce the new KISS material? Anybody from the past, or should they get someone they never worked with before?
That's a good question. I like that question.
Well, they're going for the big theatrical feel. There's only one guy for the job, in my opinion.
Bob Ezrin.
That's
Yep.
it, brother.
Yep.
Boy, I hope you're right. If I was going to pick somebody, I would pick Ezrin or Eddie Kramer.
Kramer. Yeah.
Yep.
The one thing that I kind of really feel like who they're going to pick is the last person that I want them to pick.
Paul Stanley.
That's the last person. Yeah.
And I would not be surprised. If that
Yeah,
was the case.
I think they're going to probably stay close to the vest with this, with the any material they put out now.
Yeah.
It's not a big investment. Yeah, I don't see that.
They're at the point in their career they don't have to put up with producers, man.
Correct. That's pretty
That's
much
what
the
it is
point.
for the, I
Yeah.
think that's Paul's perspective, man.
Yeah.
I think it is too. I just think it's a shame.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because I
agree.
You always
think
need a
some
filter for
bands-
creativity.
100%.
I think
Absolutely.
I think some bands don't need it, but I also think some bands do need it. And I don't think it's saying anything negative about the band, but some bands seem to not be able to self-produce very well.
Well, you got to be able to
Yeah.
take constructive criticism.
Correct.
Not every band can do that. Oh, who the hell are you to tell me this? How many albums you put out? But that's what
Right.
you have me here for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not everybody can take it.
I would love to see Eddie Kramer or Bob Ezrin. If I was KISS,
And they already have
I
that.
would
that
never
rapport.
move on to a
like-
different guy.
They're already set up to where Gene and Paul will always be able to hear things from them.
Explain that.
What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
They already have a rapport where Bob Ezrin kind of dictated things and they listened.
Yeah.
Like they already have a history where, hey, listen, both these producers have helped us create great stuff. I respect what they have to say. I'm always going to hear what they have to say.
And
Agreed.
Pop House, Gene and Paul and Pop House are actively kind of working with both Ezrin and Eddie Kramer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because the events. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, the events, Eddie Kramer is doing this KISS Destroys Anaheim or did it already. So there's a working relationship there. I just don't think that
Money.
I don't think it's money, and I don't think it's money because
No.
it's Pop House. Like it,
I don't want to deal with it.
Pop House has got to pay if they want KISS to produce music for their Avatar show. I would guess that Pop House has to pay for it. So
Mhm.
Pop House would be paying Ezrin
true.
or Kramer. I
That's
just
true.
think it's they don't want to listen to anybody, and
Right.
and
It's not
Paul
about
here's-
money.
wants
It's
to
about
do-
ego.
Well,
Yep.
here's the thing too.
That's
Like
what it
it's going
is.
to be, yeah, but it's also it's going to be for the Avatar show. If how would it be marketed mainstream to make money too? Like if it's a money making thing and they're getting involved, you're not making money off of it. If it's just geared for the Avatar.
Well, I've said this before. I know what I would do, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about or anything, but what I would do is if you want a physical copy of it, it'll be for sale at the Avatar show.
Oh, I hate you every time you bring that up.
It makes sense though.
That's
It doesn't-
No, it's
that's
perfect.
what I
It-
would
it
do.
makes it
It's
more
what
valuable.
you should do.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't stop it from leaking out, especially
Right.
today.
Yeah.
But
Like-
KISS fans
like-
are going to have to own it.
Yeah.
And you'll have to make the
It's a
pilgrimage.
sickness. we
and
have.
those KISS fans that
True.
are the type of fans that have to own it, I believe, are probably also the KISS fans that go, I have to go to Vegas
Yep.
Mhm.
and I have to see it once.
At least.
Like,
Yep.
That's you know, I said this last week, you know, we're in internet land, so 100 people will tell me that I'm wrong, but I
100.
don't see that being that's an incentive for the crazies like us to go to Vegas. The same thing with Landlocked. Why I've been saying from the beginning they're not going back on the ship. The only way they're going back on a ship is if the avatars are on a ship because they're trying to draw you to the avatars. Like I think that's a marketing and promotion thing for them to get them
Yeah.
to come to Vegas every year. Can you imagine, let's just say it's 2027, which it's not going to be. All you got to do is have that open before Kiss Cruise Landlocked, and if you
Oh yeah.
sell if you sell 3,000, 2,800 are going through the door for the Avatar show. We're all gonna go early or stay late.
Yep.
Like we're gonna do something because why wouldn't
Oh
you?
yeah.
Have to see it at that point. Yeah.
At Michael Greer 9673. In your opinion, do you feel that Motley Crue should have kept Samantha as their drummer after Randy passed? Not because of gender, but because of talent. I like this question.
She could play too, dude.
Yeah.
She could play.
She's
Randy could
nasty.
play. They both could play.
Well, Randy's not fair to bring up now. I don't even know how to answer that. It
Yeah,
almost
I'm
feels
kind
loaded.
of, kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, all right. I'll
Yeah.
answer it for
You
Go ahead.
everybody.
answer.
99.9% of the time, at least for me, I'm going to choose an original member over a replacement. Doesn't matter how great it is. So to me, Motley Crue is Tommy Lee on the drums. Now, with that being said, Motley Crue is Mick Mars on the guitar too, but
Amen.
that's extenuating circumstances that are out, I think, are out of the control of Mick and everybody
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So I
I'd
can
agree with that.
understand, especially lately with Tommy going on podcasts and interviews, I can understand he wanted to go out and do his own thing. Like I kind of get that, but he kind of got it out of the system, and then it was time to come back in the band.
Hmm.
That unfortunately my answer is no Samantha, no Randy, Tommy, and like Karabi. We talked about this last week. I thought Karabi was great on that Motley Crue album, but Motley Crue is Vince Neil.
Yeah.
All the warts and all.
Yeah.
We got another one from at Michael Greer 9673. I've got a good question. If Eric Carr lived and put out a soul music record like Paul, do you think it would or wouldn't have been as good, better, or not in the same league? Remember, Eric was performing soul, funk, and R&B years before joining KISS. It's just a thought. Thank you for your time.
Interesting
Wow.
thought.
Yeah, it really is.
As good as Paul's, no. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it'd be more. It'd probably be between Peter's and Paul's.
I've listened to some of the solo stuff. Eric's, what is it, Rockology or whatever it is that's come out over the years. Some of his stuff. It's not bad, but he ain't touching that solo album.
Yeah,
no,
no.
it's not Paul's by any stretch.
Listen, Paul's isn't
I love
Aces,
Eric.
but Paul's is a great album.
Yeah, and I love Eric.
No, wait.
Love Eric, but it wasn't going to come close.
No, he's talking about, I think,
Soul Station. I think. Are you
Yes.
thinking more Soul Station?
Oh
That's
no,
why I
then
wish they
Eric's
took
beating
any
that.
soul.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Soul Station.
Oh, I took it as a 78. I thought that was a crazy question.
Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that.
Well, I do. I got a very easy answer for that. I don't think that Gene and Paul would have allowed him to.
Oh, that's
a different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't even
that's
think
true.
of that.
So I think it's like kind of a non-question. I just don't see them. Nobody else did it.
Nope.
Yeah.
And when the hell did anybody have the time to do that at the time Eric Carr was alive? They didn't have time. They were churning out. What'd they take 1 year off? Did they take 1990? Did they take 1990 off maybe? Like other than that, they were putting out records just about every year and then following it up with a huge tour.
Mhm.
There was no time for anybody to do solo records. I mean, Paul did his, how old is that? Soul Station.
It's a couple of years now.
Right, but it's
Is it
not
not a
like,
decade?
Not
It's been a
is
while,
it
dude.
is it that long?
It's been a
yeah,
while.
but a
Yeah.
decade takes us to 2016. That's
Mm.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
A decade to me means 1984, but
Well,
that's
reframe the
Oh,
question a little bit because you take, assuming that even if Eric had lived, that the reunion was going to happen, which meant he would have been out of the band and Paul and Gene wouldn't really have had a say of what he was going to do thereafter. If he had done it at that point with the fame of his tenure and Kiss behind him, would it have been successful then?
I think it would have been by then. I think it would have been, but
I think
you
Eric
know,
had enough people who just loved him that they would have probably purchased anything he did. I know I would have.
but there's a lot of other things that come into play that I don't think any of us really think about. I've heard interviews with Bruce Kulick that he's talking about the Union records and was like, "Hey, we put them out at the worst time," which is true.
Mm.
And it was one of these fly-by-night record companies, which doesn't help at all. Like all those things, I think, kind of have to play into it, but that's way too much thinking for me. The
Mhm.
bottom line in 1988, 89, 90, and 91, I don't think Gene and Paul sign off on him going to do anything
oh
outside of
no.
Kiss. Next question comes from Facebook. Anthony Stockham was wondering, reading about other bands starting out, they wouldn't usually retrieve publishing rights or any ownership of their music. Was Kiss smart enough from the beginning keeping the rights to their music? I have an answer. According to Billboard magazine, Pop House bought publishing. I can't tell anybody that they own the rights from the start, but apparently at some point they own the rights because they sold it all to Pop House. So when people make comments all the time, and I don't understand how this works, but apparently Pop House owns everything. So when
Yeah, that's what I've seen too.
something comes out through Universal, it's with Pop House's approval. Like it's been said before, well, Universal can do anything they want. Well, according to the article that I read, Universal can't because they don't own it.
Hmm.
They got to do something together with Pop House. Here's probably, boy, I hope somebody can answer this question because I can't.
Oh boy.
Javier Boster, if the Big Four was expanded to the Big Eight, what other four thrash bands would you add to the list?
Oh my goodness, brother. Testament for sure.
Okay.
Come on, it's gonna have to be a group thing. I'm not gonna be able to name three other ones.
Well, I came, look,
Diamond Head.
I'm born and raised in Jersey, so I had to throw Overkill in there. And
Yeah, okay.
I threw
Armored Saint,
Overkill.
maybe? Armored Saint?
I don't does Armored Saint? I
Armored
don't think
Saint.
Armored Saint is thrash. I threw Overkill and Pantera in there, and I'm not even sure if Pantera not deserves, but belongs in there. But that would be
For
if they
That,
do, that would be Overkill, Pantera, and Testament.
yeah,
We
I was
need
never
one
really a
more.
big thrash guy. I mean, Metallica's as
Yeah.
far as I went.
Well,
A little bit of
Metallica,
Megadeth,
Anthrax,
yeah,
Megadeth.
Anthrax.
Megadeth.
Well, as soon as it got to the point where there were bands that you couldn't even understand what they were saying, I was done
I'm
with
not
them.
even a
Yeah.
Slayer guy. I'll say it.
Yeah,
Right.
Just not,
That-
dude.
there's some
Out of the big four, three of
guitaring and
them.
stuff of Slayer, but I'm not
Right.
really a big Slayer guy either.
I like Kerry King because he's a Raiders fan and he's got Raiders season
That was
tickets.
He's
Kerry-
badass.
it was just
Kerry,
Call me
call
Kerry.
me. Thanks for another great episode of the Questions of the Week. Remember, the Hooligan Nation isn't just our show, it's your show. So keep sending your questions our way. You can post your questions from our community tab or our Facebook group or our Facebook page. Every Wednesday through following Tuesday, it is pinned to our feature section on Facebook. Until then, we'll see you next week when the Hooligang takes over again. Peace out.